Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be discussing the website reading of the for the NABARD interview. So last two videos, as I previously said, I have divided the preparation into so many videos. So first part we have seen how to approach for 4 questions, 3 questions, and second part we have seen the beyond numbers document and what are the features and what are the main functions, salient functions of the NABARD in short. And in part 3 in today's video we are going to see some information from the website, right, of website of the NABARD. So if you want to get any information related to any organization, the website is the best information, best source, right? So obviously you will refer the website for the collecting the information. So in that case we will see what points we should be covering, we should prepare like that, right? So this is for your information, this video is for the specialist category of the grade A assistant managers in the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Okay, so we will proceed. So whenever I open the website, I should see whether FAQ is there. FAQ means frequently asked questions. So if that is there, it will be very much useful. If that is not there, then next point to note is what is the major theme of the website. So here one agricultural background is given, paddy crop is given, and the motto is given, taking rural India forward. So that is the exact motto of this Apex Banking Institute NABARD. So covering all the rural economy, both financial and developmental activities, right? So we will cover one by one. Okay, so if you see, if I see the top, right, so who we are, so it is something about the vision and mission statements of the NABARD, right? So we will cover this only, right? So genesis and vision. So I hope I will just make a zoom. Yes. So vision, just we will summarize. The importance of institutional credit in boosting rural economy has been clear to the Government of India right from its early stages of planning. So institutional credit in boosting rural economy. Institutional credit means you offer some money for the farmers and other people through an institution and not by individual person, right? So that is already in the mind of the Indian government since the early stage of the planning. So since the planning commission that time 1950s, right? Therefore the Reserve Bank of India, at the insistence of the Government of India, constituted a committee to review the arrangements for institutional credit for agriculture and rural development to look into these very critical aspects. So this Government of India, as per their norms, they are giving the Reserve Bank India to constitute a committee, right? This Reserve Bank India constituted a committee specifically to view arrangements for the institutional credit for agriculture and rural development. So agriculture means farming, and rural development like laying roads and other rural infrastructural activities. It should not only be a bank but also should be a developmental agency. So that is the main motto. The committee was formed in 1979 under the chairmanship of Sivaraman, former member of Planning Commission, Government of India. So here is this forms the very basis of the your founding stone for the NABARD. So on the recommendations of the Sivaraman committee, the NABARD was formed in 1982. The commission was formed in 1979, and 1982 NABARD has been established. Okay, second paragraph. The committee's interim report submitted on 1979 outlined the need for a new organizational device for providing undivided attention, forceful direction, and pointed focus to credit related issues linked with rural development. So what is the main recommendation of the committee headed by Shri Sivaraman is, it states that undivided attention should be there for the institutional credit. If you give the function to the Reserve Bank has so many functions. It also looks for the general economy of the country and the financial health of the country. So it is not possible to possible for the RBI to gauge the activities related to the agriculture and rural development. So the Sivaraman committee is recommending one separate apex institute should be there, and how it should be there? It should provide undivided attention, that is very focused approach towards the rural development, and forceful direction. It should be a single entity for agriculture development, and pointed focus to credit related issues linked with the rural development. So main point thing is to note a synergistic effect. Not only credit flow should be there, credit related issues linked with the rural development. So both are interrelated, right? Its recommendations was formation of unique development financial institution which address these aspirations, and formation of National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development NABARD was approved by the Parliament through Act 61 of 1981. NABARD came into existence on 12 July 1982 by transferring the agricultural credit functions of RBI and refinance functions of the Agricultural Refinance and Development Corporation. So, see, previously these activities, agriculture related activities are carried out by two agencies. What are that? Reserve Bank of India is looking the functions of agricultural credit. So, NABARD is taking that function from Reserve Bank of India, right? So, transferring the agricultural credit functions of RBI and also the refinance functions of the Agricultural Refinance and Development Corporation. So, Agricultural Refinance and Development Corporation functions is being taken over by the NABARD and put into a single entity, right? So, remember the credit functions, agriculture credit functions of RBI and refinance functions of Agricultural Refinance and Development Corporation is taken and formed as a NABARD. It was dedicated to the service to the nation by the late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi 1982, set up with an initial capital of 100 crore. Its paid up capital stood at 14,080 crore as on March 31, 2020. So, initial paid up capital is 100 crore and its paid up capital as on, that is a financial end of the financial year 2020, 31 March 2020 is 14,000 crore, 14,080. So, just remember it is just as on 31st March 2020, 14,000 crore paid up capital. Consequence to the revision and the composition of share capital between Government of India and RBI, NABARD today is fully owned by Government of India. So, previously what happened, this 99% of the stake is with the like a Reserve Bank and 1% with government. I think you can refer that one, 99 and 1 will be there. That is RBI also has a stake in NABARD previously. But now it is fully owned by the NABARD. And see, NABARD is not a central government agency, it is a central government apex institute, that is the independent institute owned by the Government of India. That's why the salary structure, if you see, you cannot be getting pay level 7, 10 like that one, right? So, it is a apex institute, a top notch institute dedicated for rural development. So, NABARD is an apex institute for agriculture and rural development owned by the Government of India, fully Government of India, right? Right. So, this is the history of the NABARD. So, what is the history? So, 1979 committee is formed. So, why the committee is formed? Because to give importance to the agriculture and rural development. So, the chairman of the committee was Shri Sivaraman. So, Sivaraman suggests, the committee suggests that a dedicated institution should be there for providing undivided attention, forceful direction and pointed focus to credit related issues aligned with the rural development. So, the cabinet approved the recommendations and formed the NABARD on 12th July 1982, and by transferring, it transfers the power of the agricultural credit functions of RBI. Certain functions of the RBI is transferred to NABARD, and also the refinance functions. Normally NABARD, whenever we refer to NABARD, it is meant for refinance. So, where this refinance function is borrowed from the Agriculture Refinance and Development Corporation, and its paid up capital is 100 crore initially, and now 2020 it paid capital is 14,000 crore. So now it is fully owned by the government of India. Okay, vision and mission. So what is the vision of the NABARD? Development bank of the nation for fostering rural prosperity. So remember vision strongly, right? So this is organization you are going to work and appearing for interview. So without knowing the vision, you should not go for the interview. What is the vision of the organization you are going? So it is a development bank of the nation for fostering rural prosperity, right? Of course, there are many commercialized commercial banks are there. Their motto is completely different: lending loan products, lending financial products to the general public. But this is a development bank of the nation for fostering rural prosperity, rural development, rural finance, rural infrastructural facilities like that. Okay, so again I'm saying vision of the NABARD is development bank of nation for fostering rural prosperity, right? Mission: promote sustainable and equitable agriculture and rural development through participative financial and non-financial interventions, innovations, technology and institution development for securing prosperity. And one quote they have given: the banyan is great not because of its trunk but because of its offshoots. We take pride in our partners because it is they who enable us to reach out to the rural India. So NABARD is working closely with all the other organizations, all the NGOs, cooperative societies. So they are dedicating their work to their partners for this contribution, right? Okay, so who we are, right? And if I click what we do, it goes into different page. See, financial development supervisory NABARD. But we have so many things to cover in who we are. We have seen the genesis and vision. Then first we will cover this only basic things of the NABARD. Okay, our financials at glance: audited financial results for year ended 2019. Okay, so just don't give importance to this data in a very detailed manner. Just I am reading it. What are the sources of the fund? Because sources of the fund is must, you know, from which sources the fund and what and all the money is involved, like that, right? So first one, capital reserves and surplus, then NRC LTO fund and NRC STAP fund, then other funds, then RIDF funds, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, other deposits, bonds and debentures, certificates of deposits, commercial paper, term loan borrowings, loan against STDs, repo account, term loan from bank, borrowing from Government of India, borrowing under CBLO and other liabilities. Uses: cash and bank balance, government securities, CBLO, deposits with bank, conversion, then some warehousing scheme. See, spending. So this comes under the spending head, right? So uses. I want to concentrate. I want you to listen to the point number 9 from 9. Very important. So loans out of RIDF, and 10th point, co-finance loans, then NIDA loans, then direct refinance to district cooperative banks, then long-term irrigation fund, NABARD warehousing scheme, PODF loans, credit facility to federations, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, DADF loans, other loans, SBMG loans, GCF loans, fixed assets and other assets. So these are the some schemes where NABARD is spending money, is giving money, by which the government gives it, is spending on behalf of Government of India, right? So this is the financial statement. So this in brief, right? Then achievements, what they have achieved so far. So here they have earmarked the this one. So but you can see the general achievements. So I am saying only for 1920, right? Okay. Financial, developmental and supervision are three broad heads which enables NABARD to touch almost every aspect of the rural economy. Right, if some panel member asks what NABARD does or what NABARD is doing, what are the major functions, you should be able to tell in a very brief manner, right? So, financial, developmental and supervision. So, these are the three broad heads: financial, developmental and supervision. These three are the important heads of the NABARD, right? Providing refinance support, building rural infrastructure, preparing district level credit plans, guiding and motivating the banking industry in achieving credit targets, supervising cooperative banks and regional rural banks, helping them develop sound banking practices, enabling them to onboard to the CBS platform, core banking platform, designing new projects for rural development, implementing Government of India's development schemes, training handicraft artisans and providing them a marketing platform for selling their articles among them. So, this is the main thing: financial development and supervision. So, financial lending and other financial activities where you provide the loans to the societies, cooperatives, etc. And the second thing, developmental for rural development, infrastructure, other rural road, bridges, etc. And third thing, supervisory. Supervisory means to overview the activities like examiner, invigilator. You just supervise the activities of the cooperative boards, right? So, financial functions. So, three broad head categories are financial, development, supervision. Now, what are the subcategories of each of those? We will see. The first one, financial functions. First main thing is refinance, short-term loans. Crop loans are extended to farmers for crop production by financial institutions which support in ensuring food security in the country. So, crop loans are extended to farmers for crop production by financial institutions which support ensuring food security in the country. During the year 1920, NABARD has disbursed 92,411 crore for seasonal agriculture operations and 7971 for other than seasonal agriculture operations to cooperative banks and RRBs. So, in my previous video, I told NABARD is not directly giving money to the farmers. NABARD will give to cooperatives, then cooperatives will disperse that amount to the farmers. So, it is given 92,000 crore and 7971 crore to these RRBs and cooperative banks. They dispersed for agricultural activities. So, refinance is, that is the meaning, short term crop loans. So, money needed for growing the agricultural crops. Okay, first one. Second one, long term loans. NABARD's long term refinance provides credit to financial institutions for a wide gamut of activities encompassing farm and non-farm activities with tenors of 18 months to more than 5 years. So, long-term loans for mainly other than the agricultural crop loan, like activities which include the development, extra loans, right? Long-term loans. Then, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, RIDF, we have discussed already. RIDF was framed in 95-96, right, by Reserve Bank of India. So, RIDF was set up with NABARD in 1995 by the Reserve Bank of India out of the shortfall in lending to priority sector by scheduled commercial banks for supporting rural infrastructure projects. So, now what is the scenario means at that time, if you go and approach a bank, not like today, in 95-6 and all for agriculture, no one will be willing to provide the loan for the farmers. Why they are not providing? Because farmers cannot repay. So, for the mainly commercial and infrastructure projects, they provide that loan. To prioritize this one, so RBI what it has decided, it has created, we should identify some priority sectors and we should instruct all the banks some 5 or 6 priority areas. Those who are applying under those priority sectors, you should be definitely give a loan without any hesitation. So, that is the priority sector. That's why if you go to the bank, if you go agricultural loan now you take, that's a priority sector. Agriculture, education and some other things are priority sector, right? So RIDF was set up in NABARD in 95-96 by Reserve Bank of India out of the shortfall in lending to priority sector by scheduled commercial banks for supporting rural infrastructures. Commercial banks are hesitated to provide these loans related to agriculture. NABARD disbursed 26,266 crore during 1920. RIDF contributes substantially to the rural infrastructure funding in the country today. Okay, next one. Long-term irrigation fund. Long-term irrigation fund was announced in Union Budget 1617 for the fast tracking the 99 identified medium and major irrigation projects. So this I have mentioned in the last video. So just I am reading what the point given here. Subsequently, GOI has approved the funding arrangements under LTIF up to March 2021 or till the continuation of the scheme is approved, whichever is earlier. Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation is the nodal ministry designated to coordinate and facilitate completion of the projects. Subsequently, Government of India has approved funding of 4 more projects under LTIF. Polavaram project in Andhra Pradesh, North Koyal project in Bihar and Jharkhand, relining of Sri Hind and Rajasthan feeder canal project at Punjab, and Shahpur Kandi Dam in Punjab. Cumulative loan sanction released under LTF as on March 2020 is 81,865 crores. Right. Then Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. So this is again already we have seen data. So I am reading the last third line. The financial assistance was channelized towards PMEY, which plans to provide Puka house with basic amenities to all houseless households, including those living Kucha and diabetes house by 2022. Then Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. So this says how much of the amount of released. So you just to know what is the scheme, what is the heading alone. Don't give importance to the numerical data because it will be so confusing. So Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. Then micro irrigation fund is there. So MIF is a corpus of 5,000 crore has been operationalized in NABARD from 1920. The objective of the fund is to facilitate state governments in mobilizing additional resources for expanding coverage under micro irrigation and incentivizing its adoption beyond provisions of PMKSY PDMC. So micro irrigation fund is the latest fund in the NABARD 1920. So its corpus is 5,000 crore. So what is the main objective? The objective of the fund is to facilitate the state governments in mobilizing additional resources for expanding coverage under micro irrigation and incentivizing its adoption beyond provisions of a particular scheme. So micro irrigation mainly for boosting the irrigation, micro irrigation facilities, right? Okay. Then micro irrigation fund corpus is 5,000 crore. Then NIDA, NABARD Infrastructure Development Assistance. NIDA offers flexible long-term loans to the well-managed public sector entities for financing and rural infrastructure projects for agriculture infrastructure, rural connectivity, renewable energy, power transmission, drinking water and sanitation, and other social and commercial infrastructure are financed under NIDA. So NIDA is an organization, it's an assistance or a financial scheme like a loan product. So what that loan product is, it offers flexible long-term loans to well-managed public sector entities, right? For financing what type of the activities? See the activities, rural infrastructure, mainly agriculture infrastructure, rural connectivity, roads, bridges, energy, solar energy, renewable energy, wind energy, then power transmission, drinking water, even drinking water, and other social commercial infrastructure, right? So NIDA provides long-term flexible loans for public enterprises for these agricultural and energy projects. So that is enough. This is about NIDA, right? The benefits derived from the various NIDA projects are as follows. See the NIDA, under NIDA, these are some examples, right? So irrigation, it is funded, micro irrigation is funded, and renewable energy, then power transmission, rural connectivity, drinking water supply. So under NIDA, this 6 categories are there, right? So irrigation, micro irrigation, renewable energy, power transmission, water supply, rural connectivity, right? Then direct refinance assistance to DCCBs for short-term multi-purpose credit. While NABARD has been providing refinance to state cooperative banks for various lending purposes on behalf of district central cooperative banks, direct assistance to DCCBs was designated as the additional line of credit for diversification of lending and enhancing their earnings to profitable portfolios and facilitate effective liquidity management. So, see, NABARD is giving money to your refinancing RRBs only, regional and rural banks. That's what I'm saying. They are saying on behalf of district central cooperative banks, right? They are giving direct assistance to the in addition to the help given to the state cooperative banks, they are directly giving to the district cooperative banks also. Why? Because it is an additional line of the credit. They can improve their portfolio, right? They can improve their portfolio and they will effective liquidity management, that is the money cash management, will be better. The credit limit is sanctioned to well governed and financially strong A or B rated state cooperative banks or DCCBs as per the latest inspection report of NABARD against the incumbent fixed deposit receipts pledged by the banks or term money borrowing or a combination of both FDRs and TMB. So we have to appraise the project. Appraise means we have to gauge, we have to know the credibility of the bank, right? So performance we normally call. The rating is very important. Okay, so financially strong, some parameters they given. So it should be A rating or B rating. Then they will be, that entities will be eligible for the assistance, direct refinance assistance from district cooperative banks, central cooperative banks, right? So this is one. Then what? The purpose of loan covers inter alia working capital, repair and maintenance of farm equipment. So see, NABARD is providing to state and directly to central cooperative banks. So for what purpose it should give? DCCBs give to the farmers. See the activities. So it is here, right? The purpose of the loan covers inter alia working capital, repair and maintenance of farm equipment. Suppose tractor, any problem in tractor it can approach, and other productive assets, storage, grading, packaging of produce, marketing activities, non-farm equipments, etc. Then limit and other terms and conditions given, we are not seeing that one, right? Okay. So NIDA, and this one is direct refinance assistance to DCCBs in addition to SCBs. Okay. Credit facility to federations. So credit facility to federations provides short-term credit support to state or central government entities like agriculture marketing federations or corporations, dairy cooperatives or federations, agricultural marketing cooperatives or federations and registered companies for marketing agricultural commodities. So this is again giving money to society like dairy society, dairy cooperatives, etc. So for their inputs, supply and value chain, like that. So under this facility, credit support is made available for procurement of food grains, pulses and oil seeds and other agricultural commodities. See, credit facility is made available for procurement of food grains, pulses and oil seeds and other agricultural commodities by marketing federations, civil supply corporations, right? So these things they given. Then Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund. In line with the announcement in the Union Budget 17-18, Government of India created Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund in NABARD with a total corpus of 8,000 crore to be utilized over a period of 5 years. The objectives of the scheme are modernization, infrastructure augmentation for milk processing, value addition, and to ensure optimum price realization by the primary producers. So what is DIDF? If the panel asks me, is what data you should give? DIDF is formulated as per the instructions from the, it is ideas formulated in the budget 17-18, and the Government of India created Dairy Processing Infrastructure Development Fund in NABARD. The corpus is around 8,000 crore to be utilized and the time period is for 5 years. So 8,000 crore corpus fund for dairy development scheme for 5 years. Objectives of the scheme is modernization and infrastructure augmentation for milk processing. So modernization and infrastructure augmentation for milk processing and value addition, and to ensure optimum price realization by the primary producers. Okay. So under DADF, the national, yesterday we have seen NDDB and National Cooperative can borrow money from NABARD on lending for lending to the cooperatives. Okay. Then Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund. In line with announcement with the budget 18-19, Government of India created Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund. Its corpus is 7,500 crore to be implemented over a period of 5 years. FIDF guidelines issued by Department of Animal Husbandry, Government of India in 2019. NABARD is acting as a nodal loaning entity and will fund the public infrastructure components to the tune of 2,600 crore to state governments for various investment activities like, okay, before going, see, the dairy processing corpus fund is 8,000 and the period is 5 years, and the purpose is for augmenting infrastructure in dairy technology, right? And Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund for fishery related activities later in budget in 2018-19, corpus is 7,500 crore. And why? So for what type of the projects? For providing it is a nodal agency. NABARD is a nodal loaning entity to the state governments. For what type of the activities? See here, fishing harbors, 18 fishing harbors, 10 fish landing centers, 15 modernized state fish seed farms, fish markets, 716 fish markets, 72 disease diagnostic laboratories, and 5 aquatic quarantine facilities. So these areas it provides loan: fishing harbor, fish landing centers, seed farms, fish markets, disease diagnostic laboratories, and quarantine facilities. And during 1920, 3 fishing harbor proposals were sanctioned to Government of Tamil Nadu with total outlay of 420 crore and loan component of the data is given, right? Okay, nodding. Okay, Warehouse Infrastructure Fund. Government of India created Warehouse Infrastructure Fund in the year 2013-14 with NABARD with a corpus of 5,000 crore for providing loans to meet the requirements for scientific warehousing infrastructure for agriculture commodities in the country. The cumulative disbursement is 6,000 crore. So Warehouse Infrastructure Fund. The last one, Food Processing Fund. With view to promoting food processing industries in the organized sector on a cluster basis, the Government of India instituted Food Processing Fund NABARD in 14-15 with a corpus of 2,000 crore. So main aim of Food Processing Fund is to promote the food processing industries in organized sector on a cluster basis, right? So it started in 2014-15. Corpus is 2,000 crore, which is much larger, I think. 5,000. No, it is not larger. It is less compared to aquacultural fund and all. 2,000 crore. NABARD sanctioned 149 crore for setting up of 2 mega food parks. 4 agro processing cluster, 3 individual food processing units, 1920, taking the cumulative loan sanction to 604 crore, right? So to this year, last financial year, 2 mega food parks, it has given under food processing fund, it issued a loan to 2 mega food parks of 149 crore, and also 4 agro processing clusters which comes under that 149, 4 agro processing and 3 individual food processing units, right? So these are some financial activities, right? So financial activities of the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So quickly summarizing, so we have seen the genesis and the history of the NABARD, then under which committee, what recommendations NABARD is formed, when it was formed, and from where it has taken its main functions, refinancing functions. It has taken agriculture credit functions from Reserve Bank RBI and agricultural refinance from the ARDC Commission. Then after that, it is having the vision. It is a development bank of nation for fostering the rural prosperity, and its mission is developing the technology, credit, and boosting the rural economy. And the broad categories next we see the broad categories of divisions of the NABARD: financial, development, supervision. Today we have seen only financial functions, right? So financial functions, we see refinance, short-term loans, long-term loans, rural infrastructure development fund, long-term irrigation fund, we call LTIF, then PMAYG, then Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, micro irrigation fund. Micro irrigation fund is the main point to note, because now recently it has been initiated. So to boost the micro irrigation projects in the country by the state government. So corpus is 5,000 crore. Then NIDA. So what is NIDA? NIDA is an NIDA is a fund which it offers flexible long-term loans for the public sector enterprises for energy, irrigation and water activities, water sanitation, drinking water activities. So these are some things. And direct refinance assistance to district central cooperative banks in addition to your state cooperative banks, right? So the ratings, the A rating or B rating, it should fall, the bank should fall, then only it will be eligible. And for what is the purpose? For lending to the farmers for their activities. Then credit facility to federations they giving. And next one, dairy processing infrastructure fund. So what is the amount? It is 8,000 crore corpus fund and utilized over a period of 5 years. What is the main function? Main function of DIDF, dairy processing fund, is to modernization and infrastructure augmentation for milk processing and value addition of the milk dairy industry. Then fisheries and aquaculture infrastructure development, fisheries and aquaculture infrastructure development fund. Here you see dairy processing infrastructure development fund. Here fisheries and aquaculture infrastructure development fund. IDF is common, only the thing is sector is differing. Okay, this fisheries fund is created in the budget 2018-19. Corpus is 7,500 crore and 5 years it's valid. And main thing is to boost the fishing activities like fishing harbors, fish seed farm, fish markets, and aquatic quarantine facilities, etc. And warehouse infrastructure fund for establishing the warehouse. And the last one we have seen is food processing fund. The corpus is 2,000 crore and the scheme was laid in 2014-15, and in current financial year it sanctioned 149 crore for what activities? 3 activities, for 2 mega food parks, for 4 agro food processing clusters and 3 individual food processing units during this latest year. Total loan disbursed by food processing fund is 604 crore. Okay. So with this we are stopping here, and in the next part we will continue the supervisory activities and other developmental activities. Like this, one by one we see, and before January 5th we will cover all the parameters. Thank you.